Hello everybody, this is Frogman and welcome back to Manufactio. This is going to be episode number 38. Last episode we built the little bitty sulfuric acid process for mechanism, and it has since been running and we're all backed up again and doing the work, and I've been processing through a bit of this stuff, and again love it because I just wish I had a better block to detect when that changes and those observers, but it does do what it needs to do as long as I kind of pay attention to it and let it finish the process. So for some odd reason, that one's not picking that block up, but whatever. We did a bit of work in between episodes, or I should say I did a bit of work in between episodes, and I made a few things, and hello world, come on. Over here in this building, I went ahead and since we got all of the upgrades, I upgraded all of these machines to elite factories so that I can at least do more stuff at one time. So I've been processing a few other things and just kind of getting along with some other stuff. So I need to go ahead and get these guys upgraded with their speed upgrades, but we're going to kind of have to work on a problem with that because this thing, when it's running, needs about 1400 RF a tick. I think almost all of these are going to need about 1500 RF a tick, just as in this state. So we have to kind of pay attention to that and get a little bit more power going on. If I add any speed upgrades to those, they're going to get considerably more power hungry, but they will get a little bit faster. So we're going to be playing with those eventually. I'm going to start probably moving quite a few of the systems, like maybe the smelting, over to the mechanism machines, just because of the ability that one block can do 8 operations, 6 operations at a time, 6, 7, what is it, it's 7 operations at a time, which is, not too terribly bad considering that they're kind of expensive on power, but so what. We're going to start looking at a few power issues, power production things, because if I want to start working towards mechanism, I need to start making more power. This system right here is doing perfectly fine. It's just, we're only really doing, what did I figure, about 50, maybe 60 RF a tick, or 50, 60,000 RF a tick over here. So this is not enough to do anything. We're gonna have to start talking about hundreds of thousands of RF if we want to be able to use any of those machines at any amount of time, or amount of fashion, or a length of time, I should say. So what I am going to go do is we've already kind of done a few things, so I've been kind of experimenting with some stuff. We unlocked quite a few things last episode, and one of those was the teleportation system from RF Tools. So I have a matter receiver and a matter transmitter both put up, and I have a dialing device that has a couple of locations in it. So we're going to go to the end because I've been playing in the end, and we're going to play some more in the end today. So let's go take a teleport. Ding. Alrighty, so in the end, we've been doing a little bit of work, and I got some more project boxes set up over there, but we're going to have to take a look at a few things that I've already done. We got our teleporters and our stuff set up over here, and in the end, there's some interesting things going on because of the fact that it's always daylight in the end. Solar panels are really handy in the end because the sun never stops shining, so you never have to run a battery or run a capacitor or anything out here. You can just plug them right straight into a quantum entangle porter like I have over here, and it is sending the energy back to my base. And they make a pretty reasonable amount of power in the end as well. I'm pretty sure probably, I don't know whether it's the truth or not. I haven't tested it to see whether or not if they're, like, say, down there, if they make anything less than they do up here. But there's a pretty decent amount of power coming out of this area now. I think I've got somewhere like 45,000, 50,000 RF a tick coming out of these excuse me, solar panels. So it's something that I kind of built in a fashion to stay inside a chunk. At least the center block right here is the one that does all of the reading, so you have to keep that inside a chunk, so you can manage to get about, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think it's 5 or 6 by 6 or something like that. It's like a 6 by 6 in here, and then you just keep stacking it until you run out of your transfer power transfer, basically. So I'm using signal and flux ducts wherever I can, because that's what I have. Once I get some more the better ones, I may end up moving this and making it a little better, but this was just a kind of an experiment to see how good it would work. So yeah, each leg should be making right around 16,000 RF a tick. So yeah, 16 times 3. So it's pretty awesome. It does work well. The issue I have to come up with really is to figure out how to make the system understand that this is where I want my power to be coming from and not the diesel generators. So that's going to be a later on thing. I need to work on RF power monitoring. I might have to put a battery out here to sense where, just be able to read how much is on this system. And if this system is full, then don't let the other generators run. But for right now, I really don't care. This was just a kind of an experiment to see what's going on. And these are stupid, simple, cheap. I mean, they really are cheap compared to what, some of the other things go. Plus, my mob farm is giving me these things, so it's not like it's a big deal. So let's close this out. The other project is over in that box, and we're going to look at that box hopefully at the end of this. I don't know if we're going to get to where I want to be today because I've been having a lot of fun over the last 4 days in Creative Worlds trying to make something else work. But part of that other something else things is over there at that location. So we're going to go take a fly job over to another big monstrous project that I can't seem to stop making. So let's just fly over this circle and see if I can manage to get onto that. Yep, cool. All right. I got bored and got out my RF Tools builder and made an Enderman farm. So it's pretty simple. This is like an 80, I forget what I did. I think I did an 80 block radius that direction. So it's just a big circle that I just had it build a bottom cylinder or something. And then I went and exchanged out some of the prettier, just some of the stuff for prettier blocks. But like endstone brick, I mean, there's an endstone island over there that's just full of it, so I mean, why not use it? The purple blocks I got from actually a couple of end cities a long time ago. I mean, long time ago. So, but basically, if you guys have not seen how one of these work, the Endermen spawn on this platform, and let me go back up here where it's quiet for a second and turn that down because they're loud and angry. Options, just turn it off because they're loud and they're angry. Okay, what happens is the Endermen just naturally spawn on this platform. And they're going to kind of slow down right now because I'm up here. But they, like I said, there's a bunch of them that spawn, and you see they start running towards this. He's probably mad at me because I looked at him, but that's fine. I don't really care. The thing is they're naturally attracted to ender mites. They want to kill them. They don't like them. It's just one of those kind of things. So what I've got in here, and they've managed to bump him, looks like, so we're going to have to fix that problem, is I've got an endermite with a name tag on it in a minecart, so he can't despawn and he can't go anywhere. And basically what these guys do is they see him, they detect him, and they run over here and they fall down this hole because they're not smart enough to stop before the trapdoors hit it. And some of them, they kind of sit there on the edge of it and then they get shoved off. It is a lot faster when I'm down at the bottom. So let's go off the side of this and fly down to the bottom of the drop chute. Now I could have made this in a standard modded Minecraft fashion where I could have just had a, hi, get out of my life, goodbye. I could have made this in a standard modded Minecraft fashion where you just have a flat platform with a bunch of fans. And, I just wanted to see how this one would work. So it's basically kind of the same thing as the other mob farm. We've got 2 fans pushing them to this corner. There is an ender attractor, ender thingy, whatever this thing is. Hang on a minute. Ender inhibitor deal basically keeps them from teleporting away from this area. So sometimes when they take damage, they try to teleport back out, and you might see one do that occasionally where they'll teleport up to there and that thing will drag them back down here so that they can't, they just can't get away from it. And of course, then there's a grinder right there that is full of looting and sharpness upgrades, so it kills them as quickly as it possibly can. So the faster they die down here, the faster they respawn up there, the faster they get excited to come towards that endermite, and down the hole they come. So this is pretty simple. There are designs all over YouTube about this. I just went ahead and made it a full circle. Most of the time they're going to tell you you only want to build half of the circle, and it's because of the sight lines. There's a couple of blocks down every sight line that they can't see. But more spawn surface is always better than, a little bit of spawn surface. Plus, we've got blocks that lay blocks down, so it's not that hard to deal with. And I apparently have an extra block over there I need to get rid of. But anyhow, we have the same old deal. Absorption hopper is picking up the parts. It is putting the ender pearls into this bin for the time being, and everything else is going into that quantum entangle porter. And this guy is set to the ender farm channel, which is actually sitting at the bottom of the mob farm in the overworld, so that all of the loot bags, all of the other junk those guys are going to deliver, except for ender pearls, goes to the other mob farms. So even the experience goes into that dude and then is dumped into the tanks over there. So I got a little bit extra leftover stuff and some name tags in case Bob dies, which is possible. I mean, they can get up there if they really, really want to try. They could get to him. So yeah, that's the mob farm. It's working pretty well. This number, I get about 8 or 9 ender pearls per enderman every time they die. So you can just watch that number just crazily jump up. It's nuts. 30,000 ender pearls didn't take very long. I think while I was busy building the bottom of this, I kind of had this set up and it was kind of working. While I was busy trying to figure out how I wanted to do a few things, and while I was busy doing that, because I built that platform and then they just immediately started spawning. So I went ahead and got this set up so that they were dying while I was basically going up there and exchanging all those blocks out for something pretty. It's quick. I mean, we'll be over 40,000 here probably not very long from now. So it's pretty awesome. That's a lot of ender pearls. We're going to need them regardless because we need them for the challenge researches eventually. And we're going to need them for unusual science. Plus, you know, an ender pearl. A stack of ender pearls is quite a bit of EMC. So it's not bad. Plus, we can use those for other things. So what I want to do is I'm going to go fill my inventory up full of a bunch of ender pearls. We'll go grab a couple more. Okay, and that's fine. And then we're going to go back over there, which I think is where I want to go. So, good fly job back. And of course, if you have no idea how you can build something out in the middle of this, the normal standard default way is to build 100 and some odd many blocks out into the end and then out into the void and then keep going. The lanterns, the floating balloons or whatever they're called from immersive engineering, which you can make once you get a few torches, and you can make once you get well, you said torches, or if you borrow things from villagers, you can get stuff from villagers as well. They will gladly trade you certain things for that. So we're going to look at the probably not the smartest thing in the world to do, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to get it done today because I have been fighting with this in a creative world for quite a while, because it's just it is one of those things that drives you nuts when you're trying to build stuff. So I am going to move these boxes out of the way. And I guess I can turn my sounds back on so I can hear what's going on. And let's put these out of the way so we can do some fun stuff. Hopefully fun stuff. My plans are I'm going to use an Endergenic generator here in the end to generate more power. So, I should say Endergenic generator. We're going to make a fairly sizable Endergenic generator. So, I'm going to try this. We're going to see what happens. I've gotten these things to work many times. The only problem really is getting them to make a reasonable amount of power so that you're not, you know, just kind of fooling with them. And it's the timing and everything that's always fun too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a basic structure in the center here that's going to allow me to construct this thing in a reasonable fashion. And we will come back once I get this done. Okay, so like I say, we're gonna see if we can't get this thing built, or at least shown how I'm going to build this thing, and then we're going to maybe get it running today. I don't know. These things are very finicky, and my brain is trying to again still kind of wrap around how to make this thing work the way that I want it to work. I am going to have to build it in a silly fashion because I want to be able to use something else in order to be able to store the power here. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to look at this. This thing needs to be about that high off the ground all the way around this circle. And I'm going to have these stinking Endermen bother me the whole time I'm here. Matter of fact, where is... I guess that'll work. Goodbye. Thank you. You too. Don't want that. We'll take the Ender Pearls. Seriously, go away. Golly. All right, so for those of you that have never messed with an Endergenic generator, these things use ender pearls to make power, and they do it in a really, really specific fashion, which is they basically capture a pearl, hold it for a tick, and then throw it to the next generator on around the cycle. And it's the process of the throwing of the pearl that makes the power. So what I'm going to do is we've got them laid out. I'm going to go ahead and connect them first so that they know where to throw. Normally people will be building these things with 4. We're going to do this with 12 because, you know, why not? And if you click on the last one, you'll see the connection that it was made prior. So like that one's going to be like that right there. So, okay. There you go. All right. Now, if you noticed in the chat, every single one of those Endergenic generators is 1 tick away from each other. It means it takes 1 tick to get from here to there. If you move them further away, they'll get a little bit further distance away. I want to try to keep this 1 tick apart, but I want to try to build it in a structure sort of kind of like this so that we have a little bit of space for the power storage. Plus, once this is built, these are tileable. You can just keep building them on top of each other or whatever you want to do, but we're going to play around with this. I've been trying various styles, shapes, colors of these things, and I've been having absolutely no luck getting them running the way that I want them to run because of the fact that the way the timing works. So I need my pearl injector, I need my timer. We're going to probably go over there and grab that thing here in a little bit, but we're just going to keep the certain amount of pearls on hand at all times. So the first thing I need to do is I need to decide where I want to put the pearls in. So I'm going to put the pearls in that one. So we're looking at this direction. We're going to put the pearls in this dude right here. So that means I'm going to need another block to place things on. Let's see. We need a block right there. Okay, so then we have to start thinking about timing, which this is the fun part, is all of this is built around a timing specific system. So let's see if we can actually do this in a little bit prettier fashion. And these things have to be timed specifically. So we're going to go ahead and lay down some sequencers underneath these guys. I want the sequencer facing the right direction, please. I'm going to try to get all this built today, and if nothing else, we can go ahead and program it in the next episode. Go. All right, so 3 sides are going to get sequencers on the bottom, like this. And these 2 sides over here, we're going to leave these alone for the moment. There's also going to be a sequencer right there. All right, cool. And then we're going to also be putting sequencers on the tops of every single one except, actually, no, I think this one gets it too. So can I do this without making a mess, or am I going to have to, hang on, let's try this idea. Can I do, come on, there we go, down. No, I can't do it while I'm standing in the block space. Okay. And I'm building it up in the air because I have to be able to access the bottom of those without having to jump through the hole or jump through the floor. So we're going to do that. I hope I have enough sequencers. I might have to go back and make some more. 1, 2, 3. I think we have plenty. Click. Down, down, and down. And then you guys are going to do this, this, and this. And then what I need to do is I need to place down a couple of the control blocks. So there's another sequencer that's going to go right there. And I need to get my ender monitors. There they are. Okay. And these are going to go right like that. Okay. I suppose I could actually just put this on the side of it like that, huh? Okay, so the next fun part that we need to do is, unfortunately, I have to get redstone around to a lot of this stuff. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to set up a timing circuit, a timing system, and a whole bunch of other fun stuff. So let's see if we can make some of this redstone conduit work the way that we want to. Or redstone conduit. I wish, this is the one time I wish I had redstone conduit, because it's going to be so much easier to do it the way that we need to do it. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to lay a timer down. I would really like him on that wall. Where can I put him? Can I put him anywhere on this wall? I could probably put it right there, right? That's not a timer. Where did the timer go? That's the timer. There we go. I'm going to see. Can we get him snuck in here prettily like this? What up? There. That might actually work, hopefully. So, all right. So the timer here, this is the thing that's going to be doing the work. So for the time being, we're going to be setting this for 35 seconds. 35 seconds is going to allow this thing to decide what it needs to do. So the first thing I need to do is I need to be able to get it into that thing. So we may end up having to move that down one. This is going to be the deal that controls all of the timing. So in order to get this firing and starting, so the firing sequence is going to be on the bottom of the system. The running sequence is going to be on the top. So we're going to go ahead and place some of these connectors down here. Since this is what I have for redstone capabilities at this point, I could do the red alloy wire and the covered cables. Considering there's only 2 channels, it wouldn't be that hard to do. But these are just as easy to do too, so if I can get them put down. I will be explaining how all of this is going to work once we get all of these parts put together and all this silliness and everything else. I know it's, I love these things. They're so much fun to play with. I normally build the little 4x4 ones, but no, we're not going to do that this time. 4x4s don't make enough power, so alrighty then. And I need my wrench. Where is my toolbox? Toolbox. Thank you. There's the wrench. There's the hammer, whatever. All right, so all of these are going to be set to output, 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 output. In the hole we go. Output, 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 output. So everybody's doing that stuff right there. Good deal. I'm going to go ahead and connect these 2 guys up now as well. So this is an output and that redstone wire. And this goes like so. This guy comes out of here. And then we need one of these on the side of, yeah, see, that's what I was afraid of. I can't do you right there. I'm going to have to put you down or up or somewhere out of the way. Maybe I can put it on the bottom down here. I've got to be able to get to where I can reset it and then use it as the timing pulse thingy majigger. So I think maybe we can put him right here. I didn't build it like this. I built it flat on the ground, but you know, it's one of those. I need one of those right there with an output. Where did my hammer go? Output, and then let's see if I can chain these around. So this to there, this to there, this to there, this to there. I don't want to hook him up just yet. This to here, here, and here, and then I need to get you down to the reset on this. Output there. Okay. Good deal. Nice. All right. So then the running config is the pain in the butt part because we have to get it around the corner. So I may end up having to use either red alloy wire or something here to get this around the corner. I wonder actually if this would work. To there? No, of course not. Why would it not work? It has to be just such a pain in the tail. I don't think actually we're going to be using these. Maybe, I hope. So we'll just do this. There to here, you to there, 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 and I guess we can just do this way. Okay, so the running sequence is set up. Now we need the rest of the starting sequence or the firing sequence, which is going to be, you need to go, actually this one is in the wrong spot. No, you don't do that. You need to go to this other one up here. There you go. Output. Thank you. All right, so then I got to get this around the corner, so I'm going to probably have to do something down and dirty like this, and then this to there, and again. Click, click, and set everybody here to output, 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 output. All right, everybody's on output on all of this stuff. Looks like to me. I guess I could put those guys underneath it here too. Although I think I actually need more. I don't remember. This is one of those projects where it's like, geez, how much fun. I can put these down on the bottom, can I? These can go down here. No, I can't. Shoot. Because that's in the way. Awesome. You face away. Where did the other thing go? Sequencer. And there. Cool. All right. Don't step in the beam. Okay, now this is generally how I'm going to be building these if I need to. Unfortunately, like I said, we have all this other silly stuff going on, and you know, I would love it, like I said, at this point to have the Ender Redstone or the Ender IO Redstone conduits, just because I could make this a lot tighter and a lot prettier. And the reason why I'm building it around a structure that looks like that is because I'm going to build an induction matrix in that hole, and every one of these Endergenic generators is going to be plugged into one of the input ports, so that they're just going to immediately be able to push their energy into the system. So, okay, so we were kind of droning on a little bit. I was getting ready to start talking about a few things, and I looked down at my timer and realized just exactly how long we've been talking about this thing, or at least getting this episode going, so I need to kind of cut it a little bit. But in order to get to where we need to be next, we have to start contemplating how the system actually works. So I'm going to kind of talk about that real quick, and then we'll go ahead and probably refresh ourselves in the next episode. But what happens is this timer is going to be the control thing for the deal. It's going to be what starts the circuit off, or starts the system to work. So timer is going to send a signal out, and a certain period of time afterwards, which we're going to set in this sequencer, we're going to fire a pearl into this Endergenic generator. This generator, as soon as it gets that pearl, is going to fire it into this one. It's just going to magically teleport over to there. It's one of those things you can't see it, but you're going to be able to see the flashiness. We're going to have to send a signal from this timer, wherever he is, over to the set of sequencers on the bottoms of all of these generators as well, to tell them that they need to start getting ready. So basically what's going to happen is we're going to send a signal, and we're going to tell these guys, hey, get ready to get a pearl. This thing's going to be like, okay, I'm going to send a pearl. It's going to blow a pearl up here, and then this is going to, then like I said, it's going to receive it. And they're going to start tossing things around. So the firing process, or the initial firing process, is basically fire a pearl into the system. Then this Ender monitor here is going to detect right there when this pearl gets to this generator. When this generator fires it, this Ender monitor is going to be actually set to pearl fired. Pearl fired. Come on. Pearl fired. When it recognizes that this thing fires a pearl, it's going to send a signal to this one over here that is going to be part of the timing sequence process. So the timing sequence process basically is we're going to charge this up for a specific amount of time, about 10 ticks. On the 10th tick, this thing will receive a pearl, or at least should receive a pearl on the 10th tick. On the 11th or 12th tick, or for about 2 ticks, or one to 2 ticks later, basically 12th tick, I want to throw it. I have to hold on to that pearl for a short period of time to create the energy, be able to throw it, and to be able to make the energy power, and then be able to throw it. So every single one of these is going to be charged for 10 seconds, receive a pearl on the 10th, or 10 seconds, charge for 10 ticks, receive a pearl on the 10th tick, throw it on the 12th, whenever it gets it. So that's going to go all the way around the cycle until it gets over to these guys over here, which, if you notice, this is a little bit different. These guys, because of the amount of time that it takes for it to get over to here, I don't have to tell them to warm up. I don't have to tell them to wake up, because they're going to be run off of this Ender monitor. There's enough time at that point over to there that these sequencers are enough to control these 3 guys. So The reason why we do the ones on the bottom is because I need to be able to have enough time to tell them when it's time to charge. So they're going to charge, and then once they get a pearl, they'll fire. Once it's running, once the system is cycling like it's supposed to, then the running cycle on top in all of these sequencers is going to be what's going to control the rest of them. And then they'll just sit there and throw pearls around until the pearl dies, and then it'll start the cycle over. I'm hoping that this thing is more efficient than the one I built in my test world, because, well, the test world, we were not quite capable of getting the timings that I needed. I kept having problems, so I'm going to hope in here it works. Otherwise, I'm going to build a stack of the 4x4 ones just straight up in the air, and we're just going to forget about it. So, but anyhow, I think that's enough droning and talking for me at this point. We're definitely going to be a little busy next episode, because this is going to require quite a bit of fooling around, and I kind of want to watch you guys, or show you guys some of how you set these up. So, like, if I haven't said it already, this is a design from a YouTuber called Mizuna, which has he's got an 11 and a 12 one set up. So this is his 12 setup. I was working on trying to modify it to where it didn't look like this, but it's one of those, I'm not having any luck with it. So we're going to try to build a couple other ones. I just wanted to try to get something running so that I can start burning those ender pearls. So take a fly. I don't know. It shouldn't be working. Oh, I'm standing on the edge. Go fly back over to here. See how much fun we're having. Which, it won't work unless I'm standing here, but whatever. It's kind of funny. I think it's pretty reasonably decent for the most part. So, anyhow, guys, I guess that's enough for me for one day. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.